wondered how milk is turned into thick, tangy yogurt? In just a few hours, milk is transformed from a liquid full of proteins and sugars into a semi-solid network of denatured proteins, lactic acid, and living bacteria. Let's unpack the chemistry behind this delicious transformation. First, what you'll need is some milk. You can use pretty much any kind, then some yogurt for the starter culture, a whisk, thermometer, measuring tools, and then some sort of multi-cooker. I'm using an Instapot. We'll start by heating our milk to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. At this temperature, the milk undergoes pasteurization, destroying any microorganisms that could compete with our starter culture and deactivating enzymes that could interfere with fermentation. Heating also causes whey proteins to unfold, exposing their hydrophobic amino acid residues. These unfolded proteins interact with casein micelles, forming disulfide bonds and creating a new protein network. This denaturation and partial coagulation step is important for increasing viscosity, enhancing the gel strength, and preventing the milk from separating or curdling later when the pH drops. Once the milk cools to 110 degrees Fahrenheit, we'll introduce our starter culture. This includes the bacteria Lactobacillus delbrueckii, subspecies bulgaricus, and Streptococcus thermophilus. After mixing in the starter, the milk is kept warm at 109 degrees for 8 to 12 hours to allow fermentation to occur. The bacteria in the starter culture metabolize lactose, the disaccharide sugar in milk, using enzymes which cleave the lactose into glucose and galactose. In my case, I'm using a lactose-free milk, so in simple terms, we're basically like skipping that step and already have the glucose and galactose. But either way, once we're at this point, through glycolysis, these monosaccharides are converted into pyruvate, which then the bacteria are able to reduce to lactic acid. As lactic acid accumulates, the pH gradually drops to about 4.6, the isoelectric point of casein. At this point, the casein proteins lose their net negative charge and can no longer repel each other, which makes them fall out of solution and begin to coagulate. This aggregation forms a continuous gel network, trapping water, fat, and other milk components, which is the foundation of yogurt's smooth, creamy texture. As fermentation continues, the bacteria also produce acetaldehyde, diacetyl, and acetoin, which are small volatile compounds that give yogurt its tangy aroma. These flavor molecules depend on the strain balance and fermentation time. In the end, yogurt is a biochemical masterpiece. It's the product of pasteurization, protein denaturation and coagulation, enzymatic metabolism, and acid-induced gelatinization at the isoelectric point. Every spoonful reflects the harmony between enzymes, amino acids, and living microbes.